This is Father Vogel. We've reached the final part of St. Francis de Sales' simple method for meditation in part 2 of his introduction to the devout life. And so this isn't an image that he uses, but I thought it would be appropriate for the spot where we're at, that just as a river continues until reaching its conclusion as it enters a lake or ocean, so too our meditation also needs to have a proper conclusion. So for our conclusion, Francis gives three acts to close our meditation. So he says first is the act of thanksgiving, to thank God for giving you that time and for whatever insights or things that you heard specifically from him. Then the next is an act of oblation, of offering to God, to give back to God all that you've received from him. That's really what love is all about, the giving of oneself to the other person. And so we make offering of all that he gives to us back to him. And then finally is the act of petition, to implore him to give us the graces and the virtues of his Son, and to bless our good movements of the will and our deliberate decisions. So in order for us to actually have those, to have the meditation be fruitful in deliberate actions that we're going to do, we need God's assistance. Only God is able to do that. We can't do that on our own. And so we ask for his assistance and be able to live it out after we've finished our meditation. He says to also pray for others. So maybe specifically, if you had some kind of insight that had to do with other people through your meditation, to pray especially for them. He says also to ask the saints to intercede on your behalf, to ask for their assistance to help us. They who were able to live out this devout life so well here on earth can help us to do the same. And then he says to conclude with the Our Father and Hail Mary. And so that concludes his simple method for meditation. There's one last thing that he proposes to us, and that is a small flower bouquet or a nosegay. And this small flower bouquet of the fruits of our prayers. Sometimes you might hear people refer to it as the grace that we receive, or a grace being received. So he explains it this way: after taking a walk in a beautiful garden, people hesitate to leave without taking 4 or 5 flowers in order to enjoy their fragrance the rest of the day. Similarly, having considered some mystery in meditation, we should pick 1 or 2 or 3 ideas which we took special delight and which are more helpful to our improvement. We should remind ourselves of them during the day, breathing in their spiritual fragrance. So this is important as we finish our meditation and we return to the rest of our day, to take a couple of those insights, those moments of encounter with the Lord through our prayer, and bring it to the rest of the day, and to be able to think back briefly through the course of our day. He says, smelling this spiritual fragrance, so that we may keep God close, just as close as when we were doing meditation. So he desires to continue through the course of our day. God bless.